Yeah, and in my book, I reference a Gallup finding about job satisfaction. It's really not even job satisfaction. It's employee engagement levels. Which employees are engaged. And again, it doesn't mean they're satisfied, but it means they're at least they show up to work and there's some eager anticipation that they can make a difference. Whether that happens every day or at all is a whole other thing. But then you have another group which are they're simply not engaged. That is, um, they just don't have that expectation that what they're doing makes a difference. And then you have another group on that spectrum which are actively disengaged, which means not only are they not engaged, but they're so disengaged that they're looking to undermine those that are not engaged and those that are engaged. And most of the studies that you look at when it comes to employee engagement, when the people, and it's a very high percentage, it's about 67%, it's 2/3 of everyone in the workplace, at least in this country, 2/3 of the people will say that they're in that not engaged. So they're not quite actively disengaged, but they're not really engaged either. Most of the people that answer that they're not engaged, if they were to be honest, they say it's either who they're working for or who they're working with, which that gets down to a leadership problem at the end of the day. One of my favorite John Maxwell books, and it's a fairly recent one, he wrote it about 5 years ago, is The Leader's Greatest Return. And the reason I like it so much is that it's easy for a lot of people to think, and this is getting back to what you said about it's true leaders develop people. Leaders think that they want to create something, they want to make a difference, they want to go first. We hear all these definitions of leadership, but at the end of the day, if leaders aren't creating other leaders, have they actually been leading? And it
No,
sounds like from your perspective, that's not the case. So
no, I agree with you. They're not leading. The research is very, very clear. And I think about the industry I'm currently in, which is education. We are there for a purpose, and that is to create the best conditions for success for our students. So that means everyone that works in my buildings as a leader should be committed to that. And we work very hard. If you were to look at our core values, they are belonging, learning, continuous improvement, and joy. Notice that we add joy. The reason for that is we want people to come to work and feel like this is a place where I belong, but I enjoy what I do. Here's the thing. People spend more time at work than they do at home with their families. Should that not be a place where you enjoy coming to spend time? And that doesn't mean you enjoy every aspect of your job, because none of us enjoys every aspect of our job. But overall, we understand our purpose and the value that we bring to that job. And so I like to remind people, even when I was a building leader, a high school principal, everyone on my campus has purpose. If they didn't, they wouldn't be there. So everyone, our custodial staff, our nurse, our food service, our transportation specialists, of course, our teachers, our administrators, our office professionals, everybody was a part of the vision for success for our students. And so when I cast a vision, that's what I try to do. I try to create one of those mosaic pictures where you have all of the little tiny pictures. When you get real close, you can see it's a picture of Will, a picture of Kim. But then when you step back, you see a picture of a building, because everyone in that picture is important to the success of students and the organization. It doesn't matter what organization, it's how can everyone see how they fit into the success of the organization. And that's what John is talking about when he says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less.
Hey, John Maxwell here. I'm excited to endorse the book that Kim Moore has written. To the inspiring female leaders in my audience, listen up. My friend Dr. Kim Moore knows what it takes to get a seat at the table, and her experience will inspire you and her advice will challenge you. That's why you need to get her book. You're in the leadership chair. Now what? And while you're at it, pick up a few more copies for your close friends who want to be taken seriously as leaders. I can't wait for you to be changed as a result of reading this book.
Thank you, John. This is Dr. Kim Moore. To get your own copy of my new book, You're in the Leadership Chair, Now What?, which is now available on Amazon, just go to leadershipchairbook.com.